Workers of the world unite. That's the message in The Cloud Minders. We're going to meet two classes of humanoids. The Stratus dwellers, who are the ruling class, and the troglodytes, who are the exploited workers. It's a perfect situation for Captain Kirk, who always sides with the underdog. To the series' credit, the leader of the revolution this time is a woman. A small step for womankind, and an added incentive for Kirk. In spite of all the short skirts and skimpy costumes, there actually were times when Star Trek treated the fair sex as the equal sex. Let's visit the Cloud Minders.
I have never before met a Vulcan, sir.
Nor I a work of art, madam.
The Cloud Minders, I wanted to do a serious story, a very serious story.
Dick, imbecile, will die!
There was a lot of discussion going on about haves and have-nots, and I thought what a wonderful metaphor if we have this city in the sky.
Stratos, Captain. City actually floating in the sky.
And that's where all of the nobles live, and then down below on the planet, thousands of feet below, where there'd be a big pressure difference in the atmospheric pressure, would be all of the grunts, the workers. And that was the story I pitched, and they loved it. And I wanted it to have a kind of a downer ending in that we didn't overthrow the whole government and fix the whole world just by one visit. That all we'd done is make one change. And maybe these people would fix it themselves. And the way I wrote it, McCoy's line at the end is, yes, but how many children are going to die in the meantime? And that was too much of a downer for the producer then. So he brought in Margaret Arman to rewrite it, and it got turned into, well, if we'll just wear gas masks and watch out for xenite gas, we can just be happy little slaves working in the mines.
They will be very effective, sir. They've been severely tested, and the troglodytes will no longer suffer from retardation and emotional difficulties.
They will all be like her. Ungrateful, vindictive.
Yes. Our demands have just begun.
And I wasn't happy with that. I didn't feel that was true to the nature of Star Trek, challenging and making you think.
And Uhura, whose name means freedom. She walks in beauty like the night.
It was after the first year in the show, and I really missed my work in theater and what I wanted to be. And I didn't feel that my role in the show was going anywhere or really meant anything. I really didn't see it, the big picture yet. I went and told Gene Roddenberry I was going to leave the show, and he really begged me not to. He said, take the weekend and think about it. And I said, okay, but I really mean to do this. And that weekend, someone up there saw fit to intercede, because I went to a fundraiser, I think it was the NAACP fundraiser, and someone said someone wanted to meet me, who was a big fan of mine. I turned and looked into the face of Dr. Martin Luther King. This wonderful beatific face who smiled and said, I'm one of your biggest fans. And he said, do you know that your show is one of the only shows my wife and I let our little children see?
Mr. Sulu, prepare to move in on the Romulan vessel. Ship to ship, Uhura. Put this on the screen.
Hailing frequencies open, sir.
I thanked him and said I was leaving the show. His face became stern, and he said, you cannot do this. Don't you understand who you are and what you mean? That this man has given a legacy to the world that changes the face of television forever. And that is because you were there, and he has created what I am fighting for. Men and women going forth in peaceful exploration of different colors, different races, as equals. You are as important on that show as any other person on there.
Uhura, you're the only one who can do it.
He said, don't you know You have the first non-stereotypical role on television. You cannot leave because that door is only opened a little bit and you're there. If you leave, that door can close, and who knows how long it will take. And he said images, and it's not just for our little children to see you there. It is for people who don't look like us to see us as equals. You have to say. And I said, yes, sir. And I did.
Mr. Spock does some uncharacteristic things in The Cloudminders. He divulges private Vulcan mating habits to a woman he's just met, when in amok time, he could barely bring himself to talk about such matters with his best friend, Kirk. Many of the third season's episodes contain character inconsistencies. It would appear that many people in the decision-making positions, both at the network and with the series, seem to be suffering from burnout. After 3 years of 6- and 7-day work weeks, countless hours of overtime, and budget restraints, who could blame us? The Cloudminders pays homage to the classic visionary science fiction film Metropolis, directed by Fritz Lang. The story involved two social classes, the thinkers and the workers, like the factions in the Cloudminders. The groups in Metropolis cannot exist without each other. With innovative special effects and a strong social message, this 1926 silent film was re-released in 1984 with a new rock score. It's a classic well worth watching.